More than 100 residents turned out for the community conversation organized by Council Vice President Sidney Katz. This North Potomac community has seen an increase in crime in recent months.
Someone was trying to break the door, and then at that time I screamed. It just came out of my, inside.
And local leaders and police representatives took time to listen and consider those concerns.
We decided the best way to have a discussion is to have a discussion. So we invited the police to be here so that they can hear directly, that the neighbors can hear directly from the police can hear directly from the neighbors, and then we'll have we'll know exactly what's going on, and they'll know the statistics and everything else associated with it.
We're very happy to be here talking to you and hearing what you have to say. And as I always say, we can't do our job unless we know how you expect us to police. We as a department do our job based on community input. And so whether it's reporting crime trends or dealing with information, most of the information we get comes from interaction with the public. So we can't do our job without knowing what the public expects, and we also can't do our job without the very, very valuable information we get from these meetings. And also it's a chance for us to give out information as well as to how you make it less likely to be victimized. If you see any suspicious vehicles, don't wait for someone to come knocking on your door. Call and say there's a vehicle that's suspicious in the neighborhood. It's been parked here. I haven't seen it before.
The meeting reflected the county's vision for community policing, where police and the community work closely together in creative ways to solve the problems of crime and fear of crime.
We also do it in schools. There's community policing. We have school resource officers, so a young person can meet a police officer not when there's a time of turmoil, but when there's not a time of turmoil. And that's tonight. We're going to have a police officer or more police officers actually talk directly to people and say, we hear you, we want to know exactly what you've heard, and then we can figure out what's the next best step.
Lieutenant Davidov talked to the group about recent crime trends in the community.
We believe they're actually watching certain neighborhoods and waiting for people to leave.
Response time
is about 8.5 minutes.
And how they staff and respond to calls.
We have 1.2 officers per 1,000 people.
Delegate Aruna Miller represents the community. She says mutual trust between the police and the residents is essential for effective policing.
I think the fact that, Councilman Katz's office is here and, Lieutenant Davidoff is here, that alone speaks in volumes that they care, that the issues that matter to our community are important to them.
We need to make certain that this does not happen again.
And I think it's about building this trust with law enforcement as well as legislators, so the community knows that the government is here, for the people, by the people, and that's what it's all about.
Councilmember Katz says he plans on talking with police to discuss the issues raised at the meeting, and he will return for a similar forum in the fall. Reporting from North Potomac, I'm Susan Kennedy.